All right, so let's see. Fun little topic. Got into it with a guy at work about. He asked me. He's like, "What would you do in a zombie apocalypse?" He saw some article or whatnot. I was like, "You chased me down a rabbit hole, and I like it." Zombie apocalypse. First off, before you ever, anyone out there that ever wants to start a conversation about fucking zombie apocalypse, there are categories. And yes, this is ridiculous. But you go off these movies, these shows, and whatnot, there's all kinds of different zombies. There's one thing in common with a zombie, with all across the board, and that is they have the need to feed. They want to eat. That is it. That is their sole driver, all of it. Then you start sprinkling in the differences. So, me personally, always gone off 28 days later zombie. And you may ask yourself why. Why that one? Why not the Walking Dead zombie, Night of the Living Dead zombie, Dawn of the Dead zombies, which those ones are also top tier zombies. A few different things. 28 days later, these zombies are honestly, they're not even really zombies. It's put in that category, but they're infected humans. They're just infected. Uh, Watch the movie. Rage virus infects people, transferred through blood, saliva, just generally any infectious disease. Same thing, except this makes people go crazy, shuts down their human side of their brain, and kicks on full animal instincts. So, in that matter, you can kill them without a shot to the head. You hit them in vital organs, they're done. They're done. You know, but they are running off pure instinct and adrenaline, and basically they're animals. So, said that, hold on one second. I gotta pause this. I got my ferret going a little crazy back there, just trying to get in the laundry room. All right, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, he likes to try and get behind the dryer and then crawl. You can get there's a little hole that gets around the tub and yeah, pain in the ass. But either way, back to the zombies. Yeah, they're infected. So you hit them in the vitals, they go down. Hit them in the head, of course they're gonna go down. Anybody's gonna go down. You can take them in the head. So that's why I like to use those because they're fast. They are running off pure instinct. They're coming after you. Prepare for that kind of thing, and it prepares you for a lot more than just a zombie apocalypse. And so we go on about this, and I started going off about my things about not liking like Walking Dead. I love the show till you know when Negan first showed up and whatnot, but after they took Negan down and whatnot, it kind of just got shitty. But the zombies in it, those are your more traditional zombies. You die, you come back, and you're a zombie. And you're just walking around trying to feed. You walk around aimlessly. But those zombies are slow. They are mindless. They're it doesn't make sense for them to just be rotting away. I mean, in my mind, the zombie thing, it would be in the brain. Infection, like the infectious disease or something in the brain where the chemicals are not working correctly. And you're going to basically just turn into an animal. Just to be aimlessly alive but dead, you're rotting away. I mean, you watch the show and, like, you know, bones are exposed because they've been rotting for so long, or, you know, they're basically like a pool of mush somewhere and they're fucking rotting into the ground, but they're still alive. Would never happen. This would never happen. Because once your fucking muscle structure starts fucking breaking down, you're not gonna be able to move. Just would be physically impossible for you to continue moving. And the other thing too is you see them all the time. They take their fucking pocket knives, their cheap ass knives, and they like push it like right into the fucking skull. Not happening. Never. I don't care fucking how strong you are, how good your knife is. You bury that fucking knife in somebody's skull. Say you took your knife and you buried it in the top of somebody's skull. And you got it in there good. That knife's stuck. You're done. That knife's gone. And in a situation where you're trying to move quick, you ain't trying to pull it out. You're leaving it. Sorry. Not fucking happening. The human skull is extremely strong. If you want to take things into perspective, go grab a piece of wood, you know, like just a little round. Take your knife and try and bury it as deep as you can into that piece of wood. Now, granted, if you try and do that, be careful. If you lose your grip, then you slip and hand hits the blade, and then you'll be all cut up. Be a scar, but, you know, scars are cool, but it's gonna hurt. But either way, you try that, and if you manage to get that knife buried good enough, try and yank it straight back out. You gotta work it. You gotta fucking back and forth a little bit, yank that bitch out. So, if you can manage to bury it good enough in a piece of wood, and you're gonna find out real quick that that's hard to do. Try burying that in someone's skull. The skull is just too dense, too hard, not happening. Now, he asked me, he's like, okay, so, you know, you tell me about that. You know, fucking knives not gonna work or whatnot. What would? Ball peen hammer. You know, it's the hammer, has kind of a little round end on. Ball peen hammer. Blunt force trauma to the brain will take you out. Any kind of zombie, it's going to take them out. Because you get like a 16 ounce ball peen hammer. And you swing that thing as hard as you can. Even if you're a smaller person, you swing that thing as hard as you can. The hit on it is devastating. And it being round like that, it's going to not puncture the skull. It is going to cave in the skull. It is going to crush the skull, which therefore damages the brain. Which also that brings me to the other thing about the rotting. If the only way to kill a zombie in that aspect, you have to take them out through the brain, right? If they're rotting, that means their brain is rotting. So eventually their brain is going to rot enough to where the brain is useless. It's not functional. So something like that happened. Give it a year. And most of them are just going to be dead. Like, you won't have to do anything. Just hide out. Wait it out. Wait out the storm. Because they're all just going to rot away. And that kind of falls into all zombie categories. If you can manage to stay away from them, they're just going to rot and return to the earth. Even the 28-day later ones, they'll eventually starve to death. And they'll die. And they'll just return to the earth. So, honestly, zombie apocalypse would be fun. Would be so much fun. Just ridiculous. I mean, anybody that likes talking about it and likes it's a joke. It's great. It's great. It's what are you gonna do in a zombie apocalypse? I'm gonna get me a big ass Suburban. I'm gonna mount a turret on it. I'm gonna build a big old bumper that has fucking spikes on it. I mean, everybody has a ball. Just the ideas that come out of it, it's just fun. Get with your buddies, have some beers, drink, and talk about it, and just be like, this is fucking crazy. So, but yeah, I love that shit. I'd love to get one of my buddies here with me, and did like a one-on-one session, recorded, fucking put it up there, talking about all this crap, because that would be a long form discussion. I mean, we can go on for hours about that shit, and yeah, it would be quite hilarious, because both him and I are just ridiculous people. So, but either way, zombies. If you want to have more, tell me. We'll fucking we'll talk more about fucking zombie shit and apocalypse, some Mad Max stuff. What vehicle? What kind of vehicle are you gonna have in the apocalypse? What kind of weapon are you gonna carry? What's your pack out look like? Are you gonna be a marauder? Are you gonna be a prepper? Are you gonna be hiding somewhere with all your stored goods? Or are you just gonna be going out there and taking everything? Just take it. If I need it, I get it. Different kind of options for all this insanity. Which, I mean, you never know. It could happen. It could happen. We're at a weird place in this world right now, and yeah, you might just you might want to be prepared for anything. That's all I have to say. Just be fucking prepared. Because worst case scenario, if you're prepared, then you're prepped. And if you're not, well, then you're fucked. Because if nothing happens, the prepared guy, so he's still prepared. Doesn't hurt him at all. But if he wasn't, and something did happen, it's fucked. Same thing as a condom. I know people have probably heard this one. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Always keep your gear close. Alrighty, we'll talk about this nonsense later.